Everybody, how are you guys doing? For me, I'm pretty much doing well. So I have a free advice to youth, that's the one that try to get married. If you out there, you try to get married, my dear, you gotta pray, you gotta ask Jesus, the right one that match with you. What I mean about that, I mean somebody who truly love God, somebody who has accepted Jesus as Christ, as the Son of God, somebody really, somebody who really truly love and they respect God. Because anyone who respect God, it will never ever hurt your feeling. So you gotta be careful, you gotta pray, you gotta ask God, because God know everyone where they have in their hearts. Somebody can smile in your face that show that love you, but it truly inside is the most hater person that hates you, try to completely deformation. That's why you need to pray, you need to obey God, you need to ask God, the true love. If you don't want, and then you want to go on your own way, my friend, you are going to suffer, you are going to cry every day, like you never cry. I experience, those kind of pain. And mine is totally different, because before I marry, I asked God. I didn't just pray in a deep, but I was going to marry somebody, and I hear with this voice, he tell me that if you're going to marry that one, you are going to suffer. So go to this one. The one I go is like everything perfect. I suffer. It was even the time we separate, but I reminded God, remember, you tell me I should marry this one. And then God answered my prayer. So if you never ask God when is it trouble, as how you ignore God, God will ignore you too. So there is nothing. You don't need to pray with your life. You don't need to pray with your life. You don't need to play with your life. So you got to ask God. And then God will show you the right one. That way you will be happy. And this earth we go through a lot of trouble and tribulation. But there is, when you have somebody beside you with the same mind, the same thinking, the same believing, that's the most beautiful thing. Whatever you guys go through, you go together. But if one this way, another one is that way, everything's going to be disorganized, and everything is going to be the whole a mess. So that's why it is important to tell God, to ask God, show me the right woman, show me the right husband, show me who truly love me. Then God will. You don't need to pay God nobody. You just need to go to your knee. If I tell you what I experienced, because I never take a moment like to go down and then ask God, Even if the one we live together is like a favor God did to me. Because I just hear voice for the last moment. I was about to marry somebody, this voice said, marry this one. The one I married, the only thing I face is a witchcraft, which is a marriage from God. But I facing, too much from the hater, from the witchcraft, from the demon. That's the thing I face. And I'm always called God. And God never disappoint me. Because I listen. Even with the last moment, I never ask God. But I listen what God tell me, and then I did, and then I believed that was God. Because when the last time, my husband left me, I said, God, remember you the one to say, and then if you the one, bring him back, because my kid was suffering. And then God did. So if you don't want to listen to God, my dear, trust me, you are going to suffer. This is something serious. This is something, you know. If you choose to get married, I believe you want to live with your husband. You want to live with your wife forever and ever. But nowadays, you know, see people get married, you know, 1 month divorce, you know, 2 months is separate because they can't handle what they see. Especially if you marry somebody it was not supposed to be, you know, your husband or your wife. Oh my goodness, you are going to suffer. So you gotta do what is the right. You gotta do what is, you know, the right thing by pray and obey God and ask God. All right. Thank you so much and have a blessed day. That was my message. All right. I love you guys. Cheers.